Welcome back to Revenge Served by Karma with Etta, where we bring you the most captivating, heart-pounding stories of love, revenge, and redemption. Before we begin today's incredible journey, I need you to do 3 things. First, hit that like button right now. It helps us reach more people who love these stories as much as you do. Second, subscribe to Revenge Served by Karma with Etta and turn on notifications so you never miss our next upload. And third, share this video with someone who needs to hear an amazing story today. Important disclaimer: this story contains themes of organized crime, violence, and mature situations. While the romance is heartwarming, the content includes references to the Mafia Underworld. Listener discretion is advised. Now, get comfortable, grab your headphones, and prepare yourself for a story that will have you on the edge of your seat from beginning to end. Let's begin. The bloodstain on the marble floor wouldn't come out. I scrubbed harder, my knees aching against the cold stone, my hands raw from the chemicals. This was the 3rd time this week someone had bled in Dante Russo's mansion, and every time, I was the one who cleaned it up. I was Maya Torres, night cleaner at the Russo estate. 26 years old, invisible to everyone who mattered. The guards didn't look at me. The staff didn't speak to me. I was a ghost who made messes disappear, nothing more. My twins, Lily and Lucas, were sleeping in our tiny room above the garage. 4 years old, with their father's dark eyes and my stubborn chin. Their father who disappeared the day I told him I was pregnant. Their father who left me with nothing but 2 babies and a mountain of hospital debt. The mansion door slammed open. Heavy footsteps echoed through the hallway. I didn't look up. I knew that walk. Everyone knew that walk. Dante Russo, the most feared man in Chicago. 32 years old, built like a warrior, with black hair and eyes so cold they could freeze blood. He ran half the city's underground operations and ruled his empire with an iron fist. "You missed a spot," his voice cut through the silence like a blade. I looked up. He stood above me, his expensive suit splattered with fresh blood. Not his blood. Never his blood. His face was stone, jaw clenched, eyes burning with barely contained rage. "I'll fix it, sir," I whispered, lowering my gaze. He didn't move. I could feel his eyes on me, heavy and assessing. My heart hammered against my ribs, but I kept scrubbing. Fear was a luxury I couldn't afford. I needed this job desperately. "How long have you worked here?" Dante asked suddenly. 6 months, sir. "And in 6 months, you've never once looked me in the eye." I swallowed hard. "I'm just here to clean, Mr. Russo. Look at me." It wasn't a request. I raised my head slowly, meeting those frozen gray eyes. Up close, he was even more terrifying. A scar cut through his left eyebrow, and his knuckles were bruised and bleeding. "What's your name?" he demanded. "Maya Torres, sir." Something flickered across his face, too quick to read. "You have children." "I've heard them." My blood turned to ice. "They're quiet, sir. I promise they won't disturb anyone. Please, I need this job. I'll make sure they're completely silent." "How old?" "4, sir. Twins. A boy and a girl." Dante stared at me for a long moment. Then he did something unexpected. He crouched down to my level, his face inches from mine. I could smell his cologne, expensive and dark, mixed with the metallic scent of blood. "Where's their father?" he asked quietly. "Gone, sir." "Gone where?" "I don't know. He left when I was pregnant." Dante's jaw tightened. "So you raised them alone?" "Yes, sir." He stood abruptly. "Clean this properly. Then go home. Your shift ends early tonight." Before I could respond, he was gone, his footsteps fading up the grand staircase. I sat back on my heels, confused. In 6 months, Dante Russo had never spoken more than 3 words to me. Now he'd asked about my children. I finished cleaning quickly, anxiety twisting in my gut. Early dismissal could mean anything. Maybe he was firing me. Maybe he'd decided my twins were too much of a distraction. When I reached the garage apartment, I found Lily and Lucas awake, playing quietly with their worn stuffed animals. They'd learned early to be silent. Noise meant trouble. Noise meant we might lose our home. Mama. Lily ran to me, her small arms wrapping around my legs. Lucas followed, more cautious. You're home early. Are we in trouble? No, baby. Everything's fine. But I didn't know if that was true. Nothing about tonight felt fine. The next morning, a knock on my door woke me at dawn. I opened it to find Vincent, Dante's head of security, holding an envelope. Boss wants to see you. Main house, 8 a.m. sharp. My stomach dropped. Did I do something wrong? Vincent's expression was unreadable. Just be there. I spent the next 2 hours getting the twins ready, my mind spinning with possibilities. Mrs. Chun, the elderly cook who sometimes watched them, agreed to keep Lily and Lucas while I met with Dante. At exactly 8 a.m., I stood in Dante's office. The room was enormous, all dark wood and leather, with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the estate. Dante sat behind a massive desk, his fingers steepled, watching me. Sit, he commanded. I perched on the edge of the leather chair, my hands clasped in my lap. I did research on you last night, Dante said. Maya Torres. 26. No family except your twins. Working 3 jobs to pay off medical debt from their birth. You clean here at night, work at a laundromat during the day, and take online transcription work whenever you can. I said nothing. What could I say? Your children's father is Marcus Webb. He's currently in Miami, living well off money he stole from various women. My head snapped up. How do you know that? I know everything that happens in my city. Dante's eyes were hard. He owes you child support. $60,000 by my calculations. The number was staggering. Life-changing. I'll never see that money. You will. By the end of the week. I stared at him. Why would you do that? Dante stood, walking to the window. His broad shoulders were tense beneath his black shirt. Because I don't tolerate men who abandon their children. And because I'm making you an offer. My heart raced. What kind of offer? I need someone I can trust in this house. Someone invisible, someone people underestimate. He turned to face me. I'm offering you a position as my house manager. You'll oversee the staff, manage the household, and handle certain delicate matters I require discretion for. I'm just a cleaner, Mr. Russo. I'm not qualified for. The salary is $200,000 a year, plus housing in the main house, full medical benefits, and education funds for your children. The air left my lungs. $200,000. I made $23,000 across all 3 jobs. Why me? I whispered. Because in 6 months, you've never gossiped, never stolen, never asked questions. You do your work and disappear. That's rare. That's valuable. I should have been suspicious. Should have questioned why a Mafia boss wanted me close. But all I could think about was Lily and Lucas. About doctor's visits without terror. About food that wasn't expired. About a future that didn't involve drowning. I accept, I heard myself say. Dante's expression didn't change, but something in his eyes softened microscopically. Good. You start tomorrow. Vincent will help you move your things to the East Wing. Your children will have their own rooms, a playroom, and access to the estate grounds. Mr. Russo, I don't understand why you're being so generous. He walked toward me until he stood directly in front of my chair, looking down with those terrifying eyes. I'm not generous, Maya. I'm strategic. You'll earn every penny of that salary. And there's one more thing. What? Your children will call me Mr. Dante, not Sir. And they're allowed to play, to laugh, to be loud. This is their home now too. Tears burned my eyes. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. This world is dangerous. By bringing you into my house, I'm putting you and your children under my protection. That means you belong to me now. All 3 of you. Understand? The possessiveness in his voice should have frightened me. Instead, warmth spread through my chest. For the first time in 4 years, someone was choosing us. Moving into the main house was surreal. Our new quarters were bigger than any place I'd ever lived. Lily and Lucas ran from room to room, squealing with delight at the soft beds, the toys that mysteriously appeared, the bathroom with a tub instead of a cramped shower. "Mama, is this really ours?" Lucas asked, his eyes wide. "Yes, baby. Really ours." That evening, Dante requested I bring the twins to dinner. My stomach twisted with anxiety as I dressed them in their best clothes, though best meant clean and hole-free, nothing more. The dining room was formal and intimidating. Dante sat at the head of the table, still in his work clothes, looking every inch the dangerous man he was. "Mr. Dante," I said softly, "these are my children, Lily and Lucas." Lily, always braver, walked right up to him. "You're very tall. And you look scary." I gasped, but Dante's lips twitched. Almost a smile. "I am scary. Does that bother you?" "No. Mama says people who look scary are sometimes just sad inside." Lucas hung back, watching. He was more cautious, more observant. Dante noticed. "You don't trust me," Dante said to Lucas. "Not a question." "You're a stranger," Lucas replied. "Mama says don't trust strangers." "Smart boy." Dante gestured to the chairs. "Sit. Let's eat." Dinner was awkward at first. The twins had never seen so much food. They ate carefully, politely, like they were afraid it would disappear. Dante watched them with an expression I couldn't read. "You can have seconds," he said. "Thirds. Whatever you want." "Really?" Lily's eyes lit up. "Really?" I watched this feared Mafia boss serve spaghetti to my 4-year-old daughter, and something in my chest cracked open. He was gentle with them. Careful. Like he understood how fragile their trust was. After dinner, Dante asked to speak with me privately. We stood in his office while Vincent watched the twins in the playroom. "There's something you need to know," Dante said. "I have enemies. People who would hurt anyone close to me to get to me. By living here, your children are at risk." Fear clutched my heart. Maybe this was a mistake. Maybe we should. "I've already assigned 2 guards specifically to them. Vincent's men, the best. They'll be protected every second. But you need to understand what you've walked into." "Why are you doing this?" I asked desperately. "You could hire anyone. Why help us?" Dante's jaw clenched. "Because 10 years ago, I had a sister. Elena. She was 17, pregnant, abandoned by the father. My father threw her out. Called her shameful. She died alone in a shelter, giving birth." The pain in his eyes was raw and real. I was in prison. I couldn't save her. Couldn't protect her or her baby. They both died because my father valued reputation over family. "I'm so sorry," I whispered. "I see her in you. A woman doing everything to protect her children. And I won't let history repeat. Not while I have the power to prevent it." I understood then. This wasn't charity. This was redemption. "Your children are safe here, Maya. Safer than anywhere else in this city. I promise you that." The intensity in his voice made me believe him. Made me want to believe him. Over the next weeks, I settled into my new role. Managing Dante's household was complex but satisfying. The staff respected me because Dante made it clear I spoke with his authority. The twins thrived, gaining weight, laughing freely, becoming the children they should have always been. And Dante changed too. He came home earlier. Ate dinner with us most nights. Let Lily climb on him while he read reports. Taught Lucas chess. He was still terrifying to everyone else, but with my twins, he was patient and kind. I tried not to notice how my heart raced when he entered a room. Tried not to watch the way his shirts stretched across his shoulders. Tried not to imagine what those scarred hands would feel like on my skin. One night, a month after we'd moved in, I found Dante on the terrace, staring at the city lights. His shirt was unbuttoned, a glass of whiskey in his hand. "Can't sleep?" I asked softly. He turned. "You should be in bed." "So should you." We stood in comfortable silence. Then Dante spoke, his voice rough. I killed 3 men today. They betrayed me. Stole from my operations. I didn't hesitate. Are you telling me this to scare me? I'm telling you this so you understand who I am. What I am. I moved closer. I know who you are, Dante. I see you with my children. I see the man who makes sure Lucas has his favorite cereal. Who sits through Lily's terrible singing without complaint. Who checked every lock on our doors personally. That's not the real me. Yes, it is. The violence is what you do. The kindness is who you are. He stared at me like I'd performed a miracle. Then his hand came up, cupping my cheek with surprising gentleness. You're dangerous to me, Maya. Why? Because you make me want things I can't have. Things men like me don't deserve. My breath caught. What things? You. A family. A reason to come home that doesn't involve blood and business. His thumb brushed my lower lip. Heat flooded my body. Dante. Tell me to stop and I will. Tell me this crosses a line and I'll never mention it again. Instead, I closed the distance and kissed him. He groaned, his arms wrapping around me, pulling me against his hard body. The kiss was desperate and hungry, years of loneliness pouring between us. When we broke apart, both breathing hard, Dante pressed his forehead to mine. This changes everything. I know. I'm not a good man, Maya. You're good to us. That's enough. Over the following weeks, we fell into something that felt like a relationship. Stolen kisses in hallways. His hand on my waist during dinner. The way his eyes tracked me across rooms. We hadn't slept together yet, but the tension built like a storm waiting to break. The twins adored him. They called him Mr. Dante but looked at him like he hung the moon. And Dante looked at them with something close to love. Then Marcus showed up. I was playing with the twins in the garden when Vincent appeared, his expression grim. You have a visitor. The boss is handling it, but he wanted you to know. My blood ran cold. Who? Marcus Webb. I ran to the house, the twins following. In the foyer, Dante stood facing a man I tried to forget. Marcus looked the same, handsome and charming, wearing an expensive suit. Maya, baby, Marcus smiled. You look good. I heard you landed on your feet. Get out, I said coldly. Come on, don't be like that. I came to see my kids. I have rights. Dante's voice cut like steel. You have no rights. You abandoned them. You owe 60,000 in child support, which you will pay. You can't make me. Dante moved so fast Marcus didn't see it coming. 1 second they were talking, the next Dante had Marcus against the wall, his forearm across Marcus's throat. I can make you do anything, Dante whispered. I can make you disappear. I can make you wish you'd never been born. You will pay every penny you owe. Then you will leave this city and never return. You can't threaten me, Marcus choked out. That wasn't a threat. That was a promise. Dante released him. Vincent will escort you out. The money will be in Maya's account by tomorrow, or I'll come collect it personally, along with interest. Marcus looked at me, then at the twins who'd appeared in the doorway. Those really my kids? They're mine, Dante said quietly. They've always been mine. You were just the sperm donor. After Marcus left, I found Dante in his office, his knuckles white as he gripped the desk. Are you okay? I asked. I wanted to kill him. For what he did to you. For abandoning Lily and Lucas. I moved behind him, my hands on his tense shoulders. But you didn't. You chose control. For you. Only for you. He turned, pulling me into his lap. I love them, Maya. Your children. I love them like they're mine. Tears streamed down my face. They love you too. And you. His eyes searched mine. How do you feel about me? I love you, Dante. I've been falling in love with you since the day you asked about my children. Since you chose to see me. He kissed me then, deep and claiming. You're mine, Maya. You and Lily and Lucas. Mine to protect. Mine to love. Mine forever. Yes, I whispered against his lips. Yours. That night, after putting the twins to bed, Dante took me to his room. He undressed me slowly, reverently, like I was something precious. When we came together, it wasn't just physical. It was a claiming, a promise, a future being written in the dark. The next morning, I woke in Dante's arms, sunlight streaming through his windows. For the first time in years, I felt safe. Cherished. Home. Then Vincent burst in without knocking. Boss, we have a problem. The Moretti family knows about Maya and the kids. They're making moves. Dante was on his feet instantly, pulling on clothes. What kind of moves? They grabbed Alessandro. They want to trade him for Maya. My blood turned to ice. Alessandro was Dante's younger brother, the only family he had left. They can't have her, Dante said flatly. Boss, Alessandro. I said no. Dante turned to me. Vincent will take you and the children to the safe house. You'll be protected. You're choosing me over your brother? I asked, horrified. I'm choosing all of you. I'll get Alessandro back, but not by trading you. His eyes were fierce. I won't lose you, Maya. Not to anyone. Within an hour, Vincent had us in an armored SUV heading to an undisclosed location. Lily and Lucas sensed the tension, staying quiet. I held them close, my heart breaking. The safe house was a fortress outside the city. Guards everywhere, cameras, locks. Vincent stayed with us while Dante handled the Moretti situation. 2 days passed in agonizing silence. No word from Dante. Just Vincent's grim updates that the situation was being handled. On the third day, I woke to find Vincent on the phone, his face pale. When he hung up, he couldn't meet my eyes. What happened? I demanded. There was a shootout. Dante rescued Alessandro, but his voice broke. He's been shot. He's in surgery now. The world tilted. How bad? Bad. You should come. The kids too. He's asking for all of you. The drive to the private hospital was the longest of my life. Lily cried silently. Lucas held my hand so tight it hurt. We were ushered into a private floor where Alessandro waited, his arm in a sling but alive. He took 3 bullets getting me out, Alessandro said, his voice thick with emotion. He wouldn't leave me behind, even when they told him to run. A doctor appeared. He's stable but critical. The next 24 hours will tell. He's asking for Maya Torres. I left the twins with Alessandro and entered Dante's room. He looked terrible, pale and broken, tubes and wires everywhere. But his eyes opened when I took his hand. Maya, he whispered. I'm here. We're all here. The kids. Safe. Alessandro's with them. Tears streamed down my face. You didn't have to do this. You didn't have to risk everything. Yes, I did. He's my brother. And I promised to protect what's mine. All of you. His hand squeezed mine weakly. I love you. Tell Lily and Lucas I love them. You'll tell them yourself. You're going to be fine. If I'm not. No. Don't you dare. Don't you dare leave us now. His eyes closed. Fierce. I love that about you. The doctor cleared his throat. He needs to rest. You can visit in a few hours. I kissed Dante's forehead. Fight. We need you. I need you. Over the next week, Dante slowly improved. The twins visited daily, climbing carefully onto his bed, telling him stories, drawing him pictures. And I saw something beautiful happen. Alessandro, who'd always been distant, bonded with Lily and Lucas. He became Uncle Ale, teaching them card tricks, making them laugh. You built a family, Alessandro told me one evening. Something neither of us thought possible in this life. Dante built it, I corrected. I just said yes. When Dante was finally released, he came home to decorations and a welcome home Mr. Dante banner the twins had made. He stood in the foyer, staring at it, and I saw tears in his eyes. That night, after the twins were asleep, Dante pulled me onto the terrace where this had all begun. He dropped to one knee, pulling out a ring. "Maya Torres, you saved me in ways you'll never understand. You and your children gave me a reason to be better, to fight harder, to come home. Will you marry me? Will you let me be their father, officially and forever?" "Yes," I sobbed. "Yes, 1,000 times yes." He slipped the ring on, then kissed me like I was his salvation. "I'm going to spend the rest of my life proving you made the right choice." I already know I did. The wedding was small, just family and trusted friends. Lily was flower girl, Lucas ring bearer. Alessandro stood as best man. And when Dante said his vows, promising to love and protect us until his last breath, I believed every word. We honeymooned at a private island, just the four of us. Lily and Lucas called him Dad now, naturally and easily, like he'd always been theirs. And Dante wore the title like armor and crown combined. One evening, watching Dante build sandcastles with our children, I felt Alessandro's presence beside me. "You changed him," he said quietly. "Made him human again. He changed us too. Gave us a life we never dreamed possible. He loves you more than anything. More than the business, more than revenge, more than his own life." I knew it was true. I felt it every time Dante looked at me, every time he tucked the kids in, every time he chose family over empire. 6 months after the wedding, I discovered I was pregnant. Dante's joy was overwhelming. He cried, holding me tight, whispering about second chances and new beginnings. "Another baby," he breathed. "Another piece of our family." Lily and Lucas were excited about becoming big siblings. Dante was terrified and thrilled in equal measure. He read every pregnancy book, attended every appointment, held my hair when morning sickness hit. But pregnancy also meant vulnerability. Dante increased security, became more protective, more possessive. His enemies knew his weakness now. Knew that his family was the key to destroying him. The attack came on a Tuesday. I was 7 months pregnant, home with the twins while Dante handled business. The guards were overwhelmed within minutes. Professionals, well-armed, with a singular goal. They wanted me and the children. Vincent fought like a demon, but there were too many. I hid Lily and Lucas in the panic room Dante had installed, then faced our attackers. The leader was a woman, beautiful and cold. "Mrs. Russo. How lovely to finally meet you." "Who are you?" "Valentina Moretti. The family you humiliated wants revenge. And what better revenge than taking everything Dante loves?" Fear clawed at my throat, but I stood firm. "You won't touch my children. I don't want your brats. I want you." Pregnant with Dante's heir. Perfect leverage. She moved toward me, and I did something I'd learned from months of watching Dante's world. I fought back. I grabbed a vase and smashed it across her face, then ran. But pregnant and slow, I didn't get far. They caught me at the stairs. As Valentina raised her gun, Vincent appeared, blood streaming down his face, and tackled her. "Run!" he shouted. I ran to the panic room, sealing myself inside with Lily and Lucas. Through the monitors, I watched Vincent fight. Watched him take bullet after bullet but keep standing, keep fighting, buying us time. Then Dante arrived like an avenging angel, his men flooding the house, the gunfire deafening. Through the cameras, I watched him move through enemies like death incarnate. Efficient, brutal, unstoppable. When he reached Valentina, his gun was at her head. "You touched my family," he said quietly. "You threatened my pregnant wife. You tried to hurt my children." "Kill me," Valentina spat. "The Moretti family will never stop. We'll hunt you forever. Then I'll end your entire family. Every single one." The gunshot echoed through the house. Then silence. Dante's voice came through the intercom. "Maya, baby, it's safe. Open the door." I did, and he was there, covered in blood but alive. He gathered all 3 of us into his arms, shaking. "I thought I'd lost you. I thought. We're okay. We're all okay." But Vincent wasn't. He lay in the foyer, barely breathing, having taken 5 bullets protecting us. Dante knelt beside him, his face breaking. "Hold on, brother. Please hold on." "Protected them," Vincent whispered. "Your family. My family too." He died in Dante's arms. And I watched the most dangerous man in Chicago weep like a child. The war with the Moretti family ended that night. Dante destroyed them systematically, leaving no survivors, no loose ends. It was brutal and terrifying, but necessary. He'd learned that mercy toward enemies endangered family. When it was over, he came home different. Harder in some ways, softer in others. He held me constantly, his hand always on my pregnant belly, feeling our baby kick. "I can't lose you," he said over and over. "Any of you. You're everything." "You won't. We're fighters, Dante. All of us." Our daughter was born 2 months later. Sophia Elena Russo, named for Dante's lost sister. She had his dark hair and my eyes, and when he held her for the first time, Dante broke down completely. "She's perfect," he sobbed. "Thank you. Thank you for giving me this family." Lily and Lucas were gentle with their baby sister, protective and loving. Alessandro was wrapped around her tiny finger instantly. We were a family whole and complete. On Sophia's first birthday, Dante gathered us in the garden. A memorial stone had been placed there, engraved with Vincent's name and the words guardian, brother, hero. He gave his life for ours, Dante told Lily and Lucas. That's what family does. We protect each other, no matter the cost. Like you protected Uncle Ale, Lucas said. Like you protected us from the bad people, Lily added. Exactly. Dante's eyes met mine. Family is everything. It's worth fighting for, worth dying for. And I promise you, I'll spend every day of my life protecting ours. That night, after the children were asleep, Dante and I stood on our terrace, the same place where everything had changed. "Do you regret it?" he asked. "Saying yes to this life?" "Never. You gave me everything I never knew I needed. I gave you danger and violence. You gave me safety and love. You chose us, Dante. When you could have had anyone, anything, you chose a broke cleaner with 2 kids." He pulled me close. "Best decision I ever made. You see, I was the one who was broken. You and Lily and Lucas put me back together. We fixed each other then." "Yeah, we did." 5 years later, our family had grown even more. Alessandro had married and had twins of his own. Lily was 9, already showing signs of her father's fierce protectiveness. Lucas was thoughtful and smart, Dante's little strategist. And Sophia was a whirlwind of energy and joy. Dante had stepped back from the most violent aspects of his business, focusing on legitimate operations. He coached Lucas's soccer team, attended Lily's dance recitals, built blanket forts with Sophia. He was still feared in his world, but at home, he was just Dad. One evening, I found him in his office, staring at an old photograph. His sister Elena, young and smiling, before tragedy struck. "I wish she could see this," he said quietly. "See that her death meant something. That it changed everything." I wrapped my arms around him. "She knows. And she's proud of the man you became. The father you are." "I'm not perfect." "No. But you're perfect for us." He turned, cupping my face. "I love you, Maya Russo. From that first night when you knelt to clean my blood, you've owned my heart. And you own mine. Forever." The doorbell rang. Dante tensed automatically, his protective instincts flaring. But it was just Alessandro, bringing his twins for a sleepover. "Uncle Dante!" They shrieked, running to him. I watched this fierce Mafia boss become a jungle gym for 4 small children, laughing as they climbed all over him. This was our life now. Chaotic, loud, perfect. Later, when all the kids were asleep, Dante pulled me onto the terrace one more time. "You know what today is?" "What?" 5 years since you said yes to my offer. 5 years since you changed my world. Best decision I ever made." He produced a small box. Inside was a necklace, a pendant with 5 diamonds. One for each year. One for each member of our family. As he clasped it around my neck, I felt tears forming. It's beautiful. You're beautiful. Inside and out. You took a broken man and made him whole. Took a house and made it a home. We did it together. Yeah, together. He kissed me softly. Here's to 50 more years. To watching our kids grow. To growing old together. To forever. Forever, I agreed. And standing there in the arms of the man who'd chosen me, chosen us, I knew that sometimes the most unexpected love stories were the most powerful. Sometimes the dangerous men had the gentlest hearts. And sometimes, saying yes to the impossible led to everything you never knew you needed. Dante Russo had terrorized everyone in Chicago. But my twins and I had changed his target. Instead of vengeance and violence, he aimed for love and family. Instead of ruling through fear, he led with protection. Instead of being the monster everyone believed he was, he became the hero we needed. Years later, when Lily asked me how I knew Daddy was the one, I told her the truth. He saw us when we were invisible. He chose us when we had nothing to offer. He loved you and Lucas before he even knew your names. And every single day since, he's proven that family is worth more than empires. But he's still scary to other people, she said. Yes. And that's okay. The world needs his strength, his power, his protection. But we get his heart. That's the gift he gives only to us. Dante walked in then, Sophia on his shoulders, Lucas showing him a drawing. He caught my eye and smiled, that rare, genuine smile reserved only for home. This was our life. Built on bloodstains I'd scrubbed from marble floors. Built on a Mafia boss's unexpected kindness. Built on choosing each other every single day. And I wouldn't change a single moment of it. My name is Maya Russo. I was once invisible, drowning in debt, working 3 jobs to survive. Now I'm the wife of Chicago's most feared man and the mother of his children. My twins changed his target from revenge to redemption. And together, we built something the underworld never expected. A family. A home. A love story written in blood and tears and triumph. Forever. And that, my beautiful listeners, is the story of Maya and Dante. A night cleaner who scrubbed bloodstains became the queen of a Mafia empire. 2 innocent twins melted the heart of Chicago's most feared man. And love conquered even the darkest underworld. If this story touched your heart, if you felt every emotion alongside Maya, if Dante's transformation moved you, then please, hit that like button right now. It truly helps our channel grow and reach more people who crave these powerful stories. Subscribe to Revenge Served by Karma with Etta if you haven't already. We bring you new stories every single week. Stories of revenge, redemption, impossible love, and second chances that will keep you captivated from beginning to end. Drop a comment below and tell me, would you have said yes to Dante's offer? Would you have taken the risk for your children? And where are you watching from today? I read every single comment and I love hearing from you. Share this video with your friends, your family, anyone who loves a good love story with twists and turns. Thank you for spending this time with me. Until next time, remember, sometimes the most dangerous love stories have the happiest endings. This is Etta, and I'll see you in the next story.